Hey YouTube, I just saw a Facebook video and unfortunately the guy didn't tag it very well, so I'm having a hard time finding it. But basically what happened was he went into a Menards in Ohio and he refused to wear a face mask. So the store has a policy that you must wear a face mask, and he's going back, and the guy drove 40 minutes from his house to get to this store, and he's looking to buy like a fan for his greenhouse and all this stuff. And security is they're arguing with him, and the guy's got his badge out on his necklace, and he's calling the cops. And the guy just takes his stuff, and the whole way he's kind of like battling back and forth with security about having the mask, not having the mask. And he goes to the front, and they won't even ring him out. Like, they're trying to prevent him from even buying his items. And as he's doing this and telling everybody, like, I don't submit to this fear, you guys are all just like buying into the lie. And so he's resisting the whole mask thing, which is a similar position to what I'm taking. And the cops show up and basically tell the guy that he has to leave because he's trespassing, and that the store is private property and they can enforce their policies how they want and be able to refuse service to whoever they want. So the issue with this is that first it's masks, then it's vaccines, then it's the mark. Because if this is how they are trained to treat a person for not wearing a mask, what happens when a person refuses to get vaccinated? What happens when a person refuses to get the mark, which either certifies they're vaccinated or some other form of thing? So this is all conditioning in that direction. So when you just blindly conform to this system, you're walking right into their trap. This is not for your safety. This is for your enslavement. Because, the debate can rage on about how deadly this virus is, how terrible this virus is, but supposedly the CDC just put out numbers that this thing is not as deadly as they had claimed. So with that stuff going on, I also had a dream last night that I wanted to share real briefly. And all I recall was that I was in a classroom, and there were a lot of transgender type people that were really blurring the lines. You had a hard time telling who was a boy, who was a girl, who was what and where and whatever. And it was a mandatory class. It was like they were teaching tolerance, they were teaching political correctness, they were teaching that everybody can do whatever they want and you're not allowed to say anything. And even though it was mandatory, I just got up and walked out, knowing that it was going to get me in trouble. That's all I recall of the dream, but, that's the way that this whole thing's headed. So, I just want to reinforce that point. First it's masks, then it's vaccines, then it's marks. Because, if they can get you to conform to this, they're just going to keep upping the requirement. The next requirement is just going to have everybody already trained that, there's one that won't comply, kick them out, or refuse service. So this all goes back to Revelation 13. If if you can't tell that that's what's coming, then I don't know what you're paying attention to. He causes all, both small and great, free and bond, rich and poor, to receive a mark in their hand or in their forehead, that without it no one may buy or sell. If you can't see that that's where this is headed, then you need a serious wake-up call. Jesus is coming back, and he's the only way to get out of this situation alive, through eternal life, because Jesus Christ paid the price. So that's what I got. Think about how much you just go with the flow on this whole thing.